Welcome to Expensive Coins. In today's video, we're diving into the world of hidden treasures as we uncover the top 3 most expensive and ultra-rare Canadian 1-cent coins, featuring unique color shades and rare mint marks that collectors and investors are going crazy for. Even those old, dirty, or discolored pennies you might overlook could be worth thousands or even millions of dollars today. So before you spend or toss that old coin, stick around, because you just might be holding a small fortune in your hands. Let's get started with coin number 1. In the world of coin collecting, the ultra-rare, unbelievably valuable 1961 Canadian 1-cent coin with the mysterious KG mint mark. This isn't just a penny, it's a gateway to life-changing wealth. If you think all pennies are worthless, get ready to have your beliefs shattered. At first glance, this 1961 1-cent piece might look like any other coin your grandfather tossed in a jar decades ago. But hidden within its modest frame is a story soaked in mystery, rarity, and astronomical value. Some say it was mistakenly minted in the United States under special circumstances. Others claim it was an experimental issue never meant to reach the public. But the truth is, it exists, and it's worth millions. Crafted primarily from bronze, this coin carries a striking reddish-brown hue that sets it apart from later steel-based Canadian pennies. Its metal composition includes about 98% copper, with traces of tin and zinc, giving it that classic glow. That might sound ordinary, but in the world of rare coins, material isn't everything. It's the story, the error, the unintentional masterpiece that makes it priceless. The 1961 Canadian cent weighs exactly 3.24 grams. Light in hand, yet unimaginably heavy in value. You wouldn't think something so small could hold such economic potential, but it does. The diameter measures precisely 19.05 millimeters, a seemingly standard size, yet what sets it apart isn't its physical form. It's what happened behind the scenes during production that gave birth to a legend. Its thickness sits at just 1.45 millimeters. That's thinner than most modern coins, yet the depth of its impact in the numismatic world is immeasurable. With every curve, edge, and contour, this coin tells a silent story of a rare anomaly, one that escaped mass circulation and survived decades in shadows, waiting to be found. On the reverse, you'll find 2 iconic maple leaves on a twig, a classic Canadian symbol. But it's not the leaves that draw attention, it's the tiny initials tucked neatly beneath them. The letters KG, standing for George Kruger Gray, the man behind the design, appear faintly engraved below the twig. For most coins, this is a standard insignia. But on this particular issue, those 2 letters hold far greater weight. Some versions of this 1961 coin, believed to be produced under unusual conditions at a U.S. mint facility, feature slight anomalies in strike, toning, and even material feel. This version, carrying the KG signature, shows subtle variations in color that range from deep golden bronze to shades of purple and rainbow hues. These visual markers make it an instant standout to the trained eye. What makes this coin almost mythical is the fact that it's believed only a handful were created in this strange batch, possibly under emergency minting circumstances or as an unofficial test run. And if that's the case, then every known piece is not just rare, but a priceless artifact of minting history. The kind of thing museums dream of displaying. Astonishingly, a few of these coins have turned up in private collections, having sat unnoticed for decades. Found in old cookie tins, handed down in estates, or mixed in bulk coin bags, they've gone from forgotten to famous. The moment a collector identifies one of these rare KG 1961 cents, the energy shifts. Hearts race. Hands shake. Because that penny just became a multi-million-dollar revelation, the market for this coin is not ordinary, it's electric. Private sales have reportedly reached values as high as $1.5 million USD. In whispered auctions, collectors with deep pockets have battled it out to claim ownership of this elusive piece of Canadian history. And it's likely the value will only rise as more people learn about its rarity and mystery. Unlike most rare coins, which have thousands or even tens of thousands of surviving examples, the 1961 kilogram cent, especially those with the unusual toning or U.S. origin theory, has been found in what some experts believe to be fewer than 10 confirmed examples. That kind of scarcity is unheard of in circulation coinage. What's even more fascinating is how this coin flew under the radar for so long. No grand announcement was made. No fanfare. Just a quiet release into circulation, and then silence. It wasn't until collectors started spotting the oddities, the shimmer, the strange finish, the crispness of the KG mark, that the story began to unfold. Because it was never officially declared as an error or commemorative issue, the coin remains somewhat of a mystery. This uncertainty only adds to its value. Rarity with a backstory always commands top dollar, especially when it blurs the line between error and design masterpiece. Imagine picking through your childhood coin collection, maybe out of boredom, and stumbling on one of these coins. That's exactly what happened to a collector in Ontario. He thought it was a regular coin until he took it to a local shop. That coin changed his life. Valued at over $1 million, it's now in a high-security vault awaiting auction. The power of this coin lies not just in its metal but in its meaning. It represents the thin line between ordinary and extraordinary. It shows that even something dismissed as just a penny can hold the weight of an empire when its story is rare enough. It's not the penny itself, it's the legacy behind it. So why is this coin so heavily linked to the US? Some believe that during a shortage or emergency, a limited run was struck using Canadian dies at a US facility. This could explain subtle strike differences, color variations, and the rare surface toning observed in the valuable versions. Collectors often say you don't find this coin, the coin finds you. There's something almost poetic about that. Like a tiny test of fate hidden in a handful of change. And when it lands in the right hands, everything changes, but not all that glitters is gold. Counterfeits have been attempted. Some shady sellers try to mimic the finish, even engraving fake KG marks in the right spot. This is why verification is everything. Don't sell it cheap. Don't trust back alley buyers. Get it graded by a certified service. The emotional roller coaster of owning one of these coins can't be overstated. First comes disbelief, then cautious excitement, then a flood of interest from collectors, investors, and even journalists. You go from anonymous coin holder to viral headline in a matter of hours, and let's not ignore the psychological twist. The idea that something so common, so overlooked, could be worth so much plays with our sense of value. It makes us question what else we've been ignoring in our everyday lives that might be holding secret power. This coin doesn't just change wallets, it changes lives. It opens doors, pays off debts, builds futures, and becomes a family legacy. And it often does so for people who never even thought about coin collecting until the day they discovered this tiny treasure. What should you do if you find one? First, handle it with care. Never clean it, cleaning ruins value. Store it in a non-PVC holder. Take photos. Then contact a reputable grading company. And remember, you're in no rush. Let the professionals confirm what you have before you make any decisions. Today's feature is a truly astonishing piece, the 1989 Canadian 1-cent coin with the rare KG mint mark, a coin so mysteriously valuable that it has become a symbol of overnight fortune. This isn't just pocket change, it's potentially a once-in-a-lifetime ticket to a billionaire lifestyle, hiding in plain sight. You've probably come across a Canadian penny before. Maybe it sat unnoticed in a drawer or dropped between couch cushions. But the 1989 1-cent coin we're talking about today isn't your average penny. It's not just rare, it's ultra rare, and its connection to both Canadian and possibly US mints adds layers of mystery, value, and power to its legacy. This coin carries the initials KG, a mark left by the designer George Kruger Gray. While that detail alone appears on many Canadian cents, there's something incredibly unique about how it shows up in this 1989 version. This isn't just a design credit, it's a secret signal, one that collectors across the globe are now chasing like modern-day treasure hunters. Physically, the 1989 Canadian 1-cent coin has a weight of 2.5 grams, a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and a thickness of approximately 1.45 millimeters. It's composed primarily of copper-plated zinc, a change from the earlier solid bronze compositions, making its surface chemistry different and possibly responsible for some bizarre and valuable visual effects seen in the rarest versions. Though millions of 1989 pennies were minted in Canada, a very small batch of these coins, possibly minted with experimental dies or even at a US facility under extraordinary circumstances, have surfaced with details so distinct that they don't match the rest. This has led many in the numismatic world to believe these coins were either accidental prototypes or secret test strikes that were never meant to be released. These few coins are said to have unusual color tones, from golden bronze to near purple patinas, due to unexpected metal interactions, minting pressure changes, or simply an anomaly in the copper plating. While normal pennies turn brown over time, these coins shine with a metallic brilliance that has stunned even expert graders. And here's where it gets exciting: these ultra-rare variants are so coveted that some collectors have quietly paid hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars just to add one to their collection. A few of these coins are rumored to have changed hands in secret private auctions, fetching prices that rival luxury homes, rare art, and blue-chip stocks. What makes it even wilder is that this coin was discovered not in a museum or a high-security vault, but in regular homes. One coin was allegedly found in an old cigar box passed down through a family, while another was reportedly spotted in a loose change jar before being identified and appraised at a jaw-dropping value. The thought that one small copper-colored circle could hold so much financial power is enough to make anyone start digging through their spare change. And if you're lucky enough to hold this 1989 kilogram cent with the right traits, you may be sitting on a piece of history so valuable it could change your destiny forever. These coins are believed to have incredibly low survival numbers, with some experts claiming fewer than 10 have ever been seen with this exact combination of year, color, and mint anomalies. Their rarity isn't just about quantity, it's about uniqueness in design, strike, and backstory, and if you're wondering why this coin could have originated in the USA, it's due to historical moments when Canadian mints outsourced production or experimented with alternate facilities. That includes US mints, such as those in Philadelphia or Denver, which could have produced limited test runs under confidentiality, a theory that's never been officially confirmed but has plenty of compelling evidence. If true, that US-linked origin turns this Canadian coin into a binational minting mystery, making it all the more sought after. A coin meant to represent one country but potentially born in another, it's the stuff of legend, and collectors love a good mystery almost as much as they love a rare coin. Even in average circulated condition, a verified 1989 kilograms 1 cent coin with these traits could command 5 to 6 figures. In mint or near mint condition, the price could skyrocket into 7 or even 8 figures, depending on who's bidding, how rare the variation is, and how many are known to exist. Some of the most exciting traits include doubling in the date or lettering, irregular rim shapes, or odd shine patterns across the surface, signs of either a double strike or an improperly prepared planchet. Each of these factors adds a new layer of value to an already priceless item. But if you believe you may have this coin, you must act with caution. Never clean it. Never try to polish or alter it. And most importantly, don't rush to sell it at face value. Far too many people have lost fortunes simply because they didn't know what they had. Instead, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, both of which can authenticate and evaluate the coin's condition, rarity, and potential market value. A graded coin holds far more value and respect in the numismatic community, making it a serious player in auctions and sales. The magic of this coin lies not just in its value but in the story it carries. A regular person discovering a hidden treasure in their coin collection, it's a dream that could become your reality. All it takes is one find, one lucky glance, one moment of attention to detail, and don't assume rarity means shiny perfection. Even coins that appear tarnished, scratched, or dull might still be worth millions if they possess the right traits. That's the fascinating contradiction of numismatics. Some of the ugliest coins are secretly the most beautiful. You see, the market is booming for these ultra-rare 1-cent coins. With gold prices up, collector interest peaking, and the rise of digital investing in rare physical assets, the demand for historical coins like the 1989 kilogram cent has never been higher. Bidding wars have erupted over lesser-known cents in recent years, so imagine what a verified, authenticated ultra-rare 1989 cent could command at a high-profile auction house like Heritage or Stacksbowers. You're not just talking about a coin anymore. You're talking about financial history. People are buying rare coins not just for their collections, but as long-term investments. This coin fits right into that narrative, a piece of metal that could outperform stocks, bonds, or crypto in the right hands. It's a true hedge asset disguised as everyday change. What gives this coin even more power is its underrated nature. Because 1989 pennies aren't widely known to be rare, they've flown under the radar. That means the chances of finding one in unsearched collections or coin jars is still surprisingly high, but that window is closing fast once the numismatic world catches up, and the last few examples are bought up by major collectors or institutions. This coin may vanish from public view altogether. That's why now is the moment to check, to search, to examine every 1989 penny you can find out. If you're lucky enough to hold this coin, you're not just holding a rare artifact, you're holding a life-altering opportunity. Something so ordinary, yet so rare, it could shift the entire course of your financial future in a single day. So don't spend it. Don't lose it. And don't dismiss it. Because while it may only say 1 cent on the surface, the true value of the 1989 kilograms Canadian penny may be measured in millions, or perhaps even more, and who knows? The next millionaire or billionaire might not be a tech founder or an oil tycoon. It might just be someone who took the time to look a little closer at the change in their pocket. Someone like you. Thanks for watching Expensive Coins, where we help you find treasure in the most unexpected places. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more hidden coin stories that just might change your life. And remember, every coin has a story. Some, like the 1989 kilogram cent, just happen to be worth a fortune. In the world of coin collecting, there are stories that capture the imagination and stir the hearts of collectors, investors, and dreamers alike. Among these stories, one of the most mysterious and enchanting is the tale of the ultra-rare 1995 1-cent coin, a piece that has gained almost mythical status due to its rarity, minting anomalies, and staggering market value. This is no ordinary penny, for within its tiny round form lies a fortune that could truly transform the life of its fortunate discoverer. To understand its uniqueness, one must step into the fascinating intersection of numismatics, history, and the allure of hidden treasure. This 1995 coin, bearing the unique mint mark KG, has intrigued countless collectors over the years. While Canada is renowned for producing its beloved 1-cent coins before their discontinuation, the 1995 version is rumored to exist in an almost experimental form. These coins were struck under conditions that set them apart from standard issues, whether due to a change in dyes, an experimental alloy, or minting irregularities. The KG reference links back to the initials of George Kruger Gray, the designer behind the reverse side featuring Canada's iconic maple leaf sprig. This small marking is easily overlooked by the untrained eye, but to collectors, it is a silent testimony to artistry and authenticity. Physically, the coin holds the qualities of a typical Canadian penny of the era, yet each detail tells a deeper story. The weight averages around 2.5 grams, which was the standard as the Royal Canadian Mint shifted from copper-based cents to copper-plated zinc. This slight change in composition gave the coin a lighter feel compared to the older, heavier copper versions. Its diameter measures close to 19.05 millimeters, fitting perfectly into the palm yet commanding presence with its rich bronze-like glow. The thickness stands around 1.45 millimeters, small enough to slip through the fingers yet vast in symbolic worth. These dimensions, though modest, are the very canvas upon which history was pressed. The material of the 1995 cent is particularly interesting. By this time, the mint had moved away from solid copper coins and transitioned to copper-plated zinc, giving the coin both a radiant reddish hue and a slightly magnetic character. However, it is believed that a few rare examples may have been struck on experimental planchets, blanks made of different metal compositions, perhaps as tests for later years' production changes. If one of these experimental pieces survived and reached circulation, it could explain why certain examples today are so highly prized. A single difference in metal content can turn a common cent into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Collectors often marvel not only at the physical characteristics of this coin but also at its story. Coins are, after all, storytellers of nations. The obverse carries the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, with her timeless profile representing continuity and authority. The reverse, with the maple leaves delicately connected by a stem, represents Canada's heritage, resilience, and unity. The initials KG beneath the leaves are a small but enduring tribute to the artist's vision. For those who hold such a coin in their hand, they are not just holding metal, they are holding the essence of Canada's cultural identity. Yet what elevates this coin from valuable to unimaginable heights is the aura of rarity that surrounds it. Not every 1995 penny is worth more than face value. In fact, the vast majority remain common. But those few ultra-rare versions, whether due to misstrikes, double dyes, or the experimental planchet theories, are the ones whispered about in numismatic circles. Imagine stumbling upon such a coin in a forgotten jar, a desk drawer, or an inherited collection. The difference between 1 cent and $1 million could literally lie within the glint of copper in your palm. The allure lies in the idea that a simple coin, something most people spend without a second thought, can carry such power. Coins like the 1995 kilogram cent remind us that value is not always visible at first glance. Rarity and history amplify worth beyond material substance. The marketplace for such treasures is filled with passionate collectors willing to pay astronomical sums for the chance to own a piece of history that so few can claim. A coin that originally cost only a fraction of a dollar can, in the right circumstances, be auctioned for sums that rival luxury homes or exotic cars. It is not an exaggeration to say this coin could change fortunes overnight. Imagine the life of someone who unknowingly holds it, thinking it nothing more than pocket change. The discovery of such a coin could mean the sudden possibility of clearing debts, buying a dream home, traveling the world, or even achieving generational wealth. That is why experts caution owners not to part with it too quickly or cheaply. Coins like this deserve careful appraisal, consultation with trusted experts, and sometimes even auctioning at prestigious houses where collectors bid fiercely to secure ownership. Beyond monetary worth, the 1995 kilogram cent embodies a kind of poetic symbolism. It is a reminder that even the smallest things, a coin weighing less than 3 grams, can hold immeasurable potential. It is proof that hidden treasures still exist in the modern world, waiting to be uncovered by those attentive enough to notice details. Its story feeds into the human fascination with treasure hunts, the belief that luck can strike unexpectedly, and that fortune sometimes lies in the most ordinary places. What also makes this coin enchanting is its connection to broader history. The mid-1990s was a time of transition in Canadian minting, as materials were being reconsidered and cost-saving methods were implemented. Amid these transitions, anomalies slipped through, anomalies now worth their weight in gold. The survival of such pieces is a testament to chance, perseverance, and the curiosity of collectors who noticed differences where others did not. Every rare coin is essentially a survivor of history's randomness. Collectors often speak of the heartbeat they feel when holding such a rare coin. It's as though the metal carries the whispers of every hand it passed through, every pocket it slipped into, before someone finally realized its true identity. This emotional connection is what drives values into the stratosphere. People are not just buying metal, they are buying stories, mysteries, and legacies. The 1995 kilogram cent, with its potential $1 million price tag, is not merely a collectible, it is a living storybook. In today's market, the demand for ultra-rare coins has never been higher. Wealthy collectors, investors, and even institutions see coins as a safe store of value, a hedge against inflation, and a tangible asset tied to history rather than fleeting trends. In such an environment, a coin like the 1995 kilogram cent is a crown jewel. The competition for ownership ensures that prices soar beyond imagination. With each passing year, as fewer pristine examples remain in circulation, the value only climbs higher. Another fascinating layer to this story is how coins bridge nations. While this cent is Canadian, its fame has crossed borders, with American collectors, European investors, and Asian numismatists all seeking it. The coin's ties to Canadian heritage and its rumored connections to U.S. minting practices only add to the mystery. Some stories even circulate that certain versions may have been struck under unusual cross-border minting collaborations, giving it dual national intrigue. What makes the coin even more enticing is the possibility of undiscovered errors. Perhaps there exist double die bursts, off-center strikes, or coins struck on foreign blanks. Any such anomaly exponentially increases rarity and, therefore, value. To a seasoned collector, the thrill of identifying such characteristics is akin to uncovering buried treasure. One subtle line, one double digit, one unusual shine could mean the difference between ordinary and life-changing. The true magic of this coin lies not in its metal or its design, but in the dreams it inspires. It whispers to us that life-changing fortune can hide in the smallest, most overlooked places. It teaches us patience, attention to detail, and respect for history. To hold such a coin is to hold a key to another world, a world where ordinary people become overnight millionaires, where history is tangible, and where the past enriches the present in the most unexpected ways. As with all legendary coins, caution is necessary. The market also attracts counterfeits, and not every story of $1 million penny is true. But those who know, those who have handled genuine specimens, can attest to their power. Authenticity tests, expert grading, and professional appraisals are critical steps for anyone lucky enough to come across this coin. Once verified, however, the path to fortune is clear. The story of the 1995 kilogram cent is not merely about money, it is about wonder. It is about realizing that history is not locked away in museums but can appear in the palm of your hand. It is about connecting with past generations through an object that has quietly endured for decades, waiting for its significance to be recognized. What makes this story engaging is its universality. Everyone has handled pennies, and everyone has dismissed them as insignificant. Yet within that insignificance hides the possibility of greatness. The coin challenges us to look closer, to value the small things, and to believe in the extraordinary. The narrative surrounding this coin has grown into legend precisely because it taps into timeless human desires, the search for hidden treasure, the dream of instant fortune, and the romance of owning something no one else possesses. It is less a piece of currency now and more an artifact of imagination and zest.